Well, gang, it's been 2 years since I stopped drinking, and what I learned when you become sober or when you stop drinking is you get a second birthday. And for me, that birth date is February 6th. That is when I had the last drink that hopefully that I'll ever have in my life. A lot of people have been asking me, like, how's it been going? I mean, like, man, it must be really, really tough. And, man, I'm proud of you. And, man, I couldn't do that. And, that seems like it'd be very, very hard to do. And after 2 years, I'll tell you what, it actually isn't. It hasn't been hard for me at all. And I think it really comes down to one thing that I'm really, really starting to figure out. And I think for a lot of people, when they quit drinking or if they have to get clean, a lot of times they don't they need to get sober. Like, I need to stop drinking. And that's not the right word. The right word needs to be, I want to stop drinking. And I realize now that, like, there is no way someone's going to quit drinking for good if they really honestly don't want to do that. And at the very beginning, when I made the decision to stop drinking, I wanted to stop drinking. I'm like, I don't want to do this anymore. I don't like how this is making me feel. Obviously, it was affecting my sleep big time. And it was a real simple decision. Now, that being said, do I miss it? I miss it in every once in a while. Like, yeah, it'd be great to have like a Mai Tai, or it'd be great to have a zombie, or, being able to like pour like a really good rum that I would like. But outside of like a fleeting feeling or an urge, that's as far as it gets. I mean, and it's not even a situation for me where like, oh, I'm being tempted or anything like that. I'm not tempted at all. And that being said, actually, people have said to me, it's like, oh, man, well, if you're hanging out with your friends at tiki bars or at bars, you're being around all the alcohol, like you're going to be it's going to tempt you. And it's like, not really, no. It doesn't tempt me at all. The only thing I've noticed for myself is it is kind of weird, or not awkward, but it's just sort of like weird seeing all your friends, getting buzzed and getting drunk, and you're not, or I'm not. And, I'm completely sober, and it's, yeah, sure, I'm not going to lie. I mean, like, yeah, it'd be fun to get buzzed. But again, it's the same thing. It's like a fleeting feeling. Like, that'd be all right. But ultimately, no. I'm in this for the long haul. And I realize, too, when it comes to, if you're going to decide to quit drinking, you need to make, this is what I learned. It's like you need to make that decision. You have to have that decision in your mind that you're like, this is it. I'm done. From this day forward, I'm going down. It's like going down, it's kind of like going down the road, and then you come to like a fork. And say the one fork, say the one side's like, okay, just continue doing what you're doing, and you go down that road. And then the other one is like, okay, well, I'm going to stop drinking, and then you go down that road. And you realize that, like, the further you go down that road of being clean, the better things get. But, like, if you go down the road to where, like, okay, you're going down this road and all of a sudden you relapse, or you fall off the wagon and now you're drinking again. And it's not even like, it's almost like you got to, like, come back to that fork in the road and be like, all right, am I going to try to go down this path again? And I think if I was to give anyone any advice when it comes to drinking, I think you really need to think about it hard and decide to yourself that this is a permanent change. That, this is how, before your last drink, it's like, okay, well, this is how I used to do things. This is how I live my life. Now this is how I'm living my life going forward. I was there, but now I'm over here now. How has me not drinking affected my love for Tiki? I still love Tiki as much as I did from day one. The cocktail part has definitely been changed. And I actually want to talk about this. It's I did a video with my friend Joel. We talked about, like, the name of the topic was, "Do I Miss the Buzz?" And I went in thinking to myself, the answer is no, And then I kind of went in with the conversation thinking like, oh, well, who cares about the buzz? It's just about the drinks. But then the more we talked about it and the more we dwelled upon it, I realized, like, no, that's actually it's an important part of the whole thing, is that you drink something that it does affect you, for better or for worse. And I remember leaving that recording with my buddy Joel, and I remember thinking, like, well, he said it, and then I had to kind of agree with him, where it's like, well, what's a non-alcoholic cocktail? It's just sugar water, really. You're drinking sugar. It's just sugar water, essentially. A great tasting sugar water. But then I thought about, well, isn't that what an alcoholic drink is too? I mean, at the end of the day, it is all just sugar. And as I said, when I first quit drinking, I had a lot of major sugar cravings for like that first half a year, and I definitely gained weight because of that. Speaking of weight, I actually made a point after Thanksgiving to, like, cut out, like, all the junk food, going forward. I mean, hopefully this could be permanent. I've cut out, like, like eating sweets, like candies, cakes, donuts, pies, anything that's just like junk food for you. I made a point to cut that out. And I went off the deep end in Thanksgiving. My friend Joel invited me down for his place for Thanksgiving. I definitely ate, like, a lot of food. And then after that, I'm like, okay, this needs to stop. I can't continue to go on just being a pig and just eating everything that I want. And then I actually went into the holidays with Christmas and New Year's, staying away from all the junk food. Like, I literally went to a Christmas cookie party and didn't eat any cookies whatsoever. And the thing I've been noticing as I've been doing this, I've been making note of, like, okay, well, if things were normal, like, what would I have eaten there? And it's like, okay, if I would have been at that Christmas cookie party, I would have had, 6 or 7 cookies, or I had none. And it comes down to, like, the same thing of, like, just drinking, well, if I was at this party, I probably would have had this cocktail and that cocktail, would have had that. So needless to say, is I'm starting to lose weight. I've lost about 10 pounds, and hopefully I'll keep on losing the weight. So hopefully you'll see a thinner version of me going forward. Getting back to, like, my relationship with Tiki, I'm not going to lie that it hasn't affected it. It has. But the thing now, my focus is more on, like, people and get-togethers and doing things. I've been spending a lot of my efforts on the Tiki Golf Club. Like, I've made the Tiki Nomicon, now there's the Tiki Golf Club mug. Now there's chapters in Victoria, Detroit, and Tucson. And I'm actually going to be going down to Arizona to visit my Tiki Golf Club friends down there. And my focus now is building that up. I still blog. I've been doing, but my focus now, and I guess it's been this way for a long time, is mostly home tiki bars. I love doing home tiki bar reviews. I love spotlighting other people, if they're an artist or a tiki carver or whatever. And again, everything when it comes to my love for tiki, it's just as much as it was there before. The only thing now is just that I'm not drinking. And again, I want to let everyone out there know, if I'm coming to visit you, if I'm coming into your town, if we're getting together, you don't feel bad drinking in front of me. I want you to drink in front of me, have a drink for me. I'm completely fine, seriously. I mean, like, bitters and soda. Give me that. I'll be good to go. But mostly, and if you know me, though, I'll probably be drinking Liquid Death. Hey everyone, just want to let you know that if you're interested in getting a straight edge Tiki shirt, you could buy your own over at my website, tikiwithray.com/buy a shirt. They're $20 plus $8 shipping.